Luka Doncic was special, 38 points. Anthony Edwards, 43, 9, and 6. Rui as well, but the T-Wolves, late in the game, they're the ones who are able to execute down the stretch and not the Lakers. And for more on this epic game, we bring in CBS Sports NBA insider Bill Ryder and NBA analyst John Gonzalez. And gentlemen, I don't know where to begin because there were so many players, so many elements to this game. Big runs by LA in the third, then T-Wolves come back. Then the Lakers are up 9, and Anthony Edwards says, look, I'm putting my team on the back. Naz Reid hit some huge threes. Bill, I'll start with you. What did you make of the resilience by Minnesota to take down the Lakers and go up 3-1 on LA?
For those of us that needed confirmation, Anthony Edwards is that guy. There's a lot of takeaways for me, including JJ Redick taking a playbook out of Tom Thibodeau's playbook. But Ant is that guy. And John and I talked on the podcast, and Chris, you and I talked when I was in studio in Stanford last week about the fact that if Anthony Edwards could be the best player on the floor in critical games and big moments, that's easier said than done. When you got LeBron and you got Luke on the other side of the equation, the Timberwolves could win this series. And you said it, that fourth quarter looked like the Lakers were going to tie it up, looked like Redick's gamble to play LeBron almost all the minutes was going to pay off and tie the series. And Anthony Edwards said, nope, I am that guy. I'm taking over, and I'm going to stamp my name and my presence on this series. It's a 3-1 series lead. It's not over yet. John and I both covered that 2016 NBA Finals where this LeBron James guy came back, but Ant just got it as close as you can without actually getting the deal done.
And John, it wasn't just Anthony Edwards scoring, right? It was also his facilitating, playmaking. That's something that he's had issues with right in the past. But this time, he's able to get the job done. What did you see from him that really elevated his play late to put the T-Wolves in a position to eliminate the Lakers in Game 5?
Yeah, Anthony Edwards was tremendous. I mean, 43 points and 9 rebounds and 6 assists, and he was super efficient. And this is the Anthony Edwards that was promised, right? We've all been waiting for him to take this step forward and really assert himself as the next. Maybe he doesn't want to be the face of the NBA moving forward. We've talked about that, Bill and I, on the Beyond the Arc podcast, but whatever. Put that aside. In this series, he's been, I think, arguably the best player. He really stepped up for the Wolves. And this is a Wolves team that I think a lot of people outside of Minnesota doubted that they could get past LeBron and Luka and the Lakers because Luka went to the finals last year. LeBron has won finals. The Wolves are still that team that is trying to prove themselves, and especially this offseason when they decided to tinker with their roster and they moved Karl Anthony Towns on for salary cap purposes and they bring in Julius Randle, and it was kind of a clunky fit to start this season. Well, since the start of the season, they've really figured it out, and now they've got the Lakers on the ropes. They've been a fantastic team so far in this series, and it has everything to do with Anthony Edwards.
Yes, everything to do with Anthony Edwards. You also got some big contributions from Jaden McDaniels, right? Naz Reid, Dante DiVincenzo. Bill, when you think about the role players that really played their part in this game, who sticks out to you the most for the Minnesota Timberwolves?
I feel like I'm going to slight everybody by naming one person because you're right, Chris. That was a team effort, and it's a reminder that most of these guys made a run to the conference finals last year. This isn't their first rodeo. But it's the guy who didn't make that run and wasn't a part of the team. When Dante DiVincenzo came over in that trade, he wasn't himself in the beginning. He didn't have the impact that he was supposed to. And over the course of the year, he got comfortable. He got back to whatever self-confidence he needed, whatever was going on. He was outstanding and another level guy for this team. The energy, the effort, the hustle, that guy that the Knicks sent out last year as part of that Randle trade. Look, Julius Randle was amazing, and this is a guy that's got to step up, and we've discussed this for the Timberwolves. I thought Dante DiVincenzo reminded us why he was so valuable in New York City. Being that role player you need, you just add and be a catalyst for some of that energy was everybody was huge. Almost everybody that got minutes. It was a pretty limited rotations on both sides, but I thought DiVincenzo was really impressive.
John, do you find DiVincenzo was the most impactful out of all the other guys, I should say, or do you feel like Julius Randle? Because Julius Randle in the first half, he was looking like Steph Curry from 3-point range.
Yeah, look, there's probably no two bigger critics of Julius Randle than me and Bill. We spent the entire season just absolutely trashing this guy. But I would say post All-Star break, and certainly in this series, he's been good. You have to give him credit. There was a play in the second half where he was D'ing up on Luka, and I thought, okay, Julius Randle, since when do you do that? He had 25 and 7. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you could flag on Julius Randle during the course of his career, but so far over over the second half of the season, and then in the series he's been really good. And if you're the Lakers, man, like all these like ancillary players that you were maybe not so worried about, yeah, Julius Randle was good, Dante DiVincenzo was good, and then Naz Reid hit some big shots in the second half to really boost them. It's obviously Anthony Edwards first and foremost for them, but the Lakers didn't exactly do a great job on those help players around Edwards.
No, they did not whatsoever. And when you look at the Lakers, right, they got huge production from both LeBron James and Luka Doncic. You can also throw in Rui Hachimura there, Austin Reeves. And Luka and LeBron, Bill, they played 46 minutes. And so when you think about that and the output that they had, and they still end up with an L, how much of a gut punch is it for them?
It's a huge gut punch, and I'll look. I have not been the JJ Redick super fan guy on the podcast. John's maybe a little more in that camp than I am, and Jury, he's still a really good coach. But you play LeBron that many minutes, and he runs out of steam the way that he did in the fourth quarter. LeBron did not impact that fourth quarter in a significant way. I think it's a massive gut punch. I mean, they played LeBron and to a lesser extent Luka all of those minutes, but obviously LeBron James is a 40-year-old veteran. He played them, Redick, all of those minutes because they knew they had to win the game. It's not a must-win game, but it was really, really close. And so not just the fact that Minnesota was able to steal the game, but the fact that, to my eye, and if you just look at the offensive output from LeBron James in the fourth quarter, it vanished. Other than free throws, he wasn't able to really exact his will on that game. And I think it's a significant problem beyond the fact that obviously they're down 3-1, which is not where you want to be in an opening round series if you haven't, and they do, championship aspirations.
Yeah, it's devastating for the Lakers, right? I mean, like, look, Luka and LeBron played heavy minutes. I think part of that is who do you trust late in the game? And it's going to be those two guys because they do have that championship caliber experience. Certainly LeBron has won it, and Luka again made it to the finals last year. Luka played 45 minutes and scored 38 points on the game after being not so effective in game 3 because he was sick, but he didn't do a whole lot other than score the ball. And then LeBron, total mixed bag for him, right? He goes for 27 and 12. And in the fourth quarter, he didn't score, but he did have some big defensive plays where he had that block on Dante DiVincenzo, which led to a Dorian Finney-Smith 3 the other way, 5-point swing. And then he stripped Naz Reid on a drive. That was all to the good, right? But then on that inbound pass late in the game, he flubbed that. And then he fouled Ant on that final play that put Ant at the line. And then all of a sudden the Wolves end up winning it. So yeah, I think Bill is right. He did kind of run out of steam offensively, and you had like LeBron trying to do too much, maybe because he had to, and some of it worked out and some of it didn't, and they end up losing this game, and now they're on the ropes 3-1, and this is not where you want to be. Bill's absolutely right. They of course have championship caliber aspirations. We were all sitting here going, hey, can't wait till that second round series where LeBron and Luka face Steph and Jimmy and Draymond and the Warriors. Well, guess what? Looks like right now only one of those teams is going to get there.
Not all of us.
All right, yeah, no, that's definitely true. That's definitely true, Bill. Now, one of the reasons, guys, in my opinion, why the Lakers didn't win this game is because of their lack of front court excellence. And I'm talking about Jackson Hayes. The man played 4 minutes. He scored 2 points. When you look at that and moving ahead to Game 5, how do they get back into this series and avoid being eliminated by the T-Wolves, Bill?
Oh, look, I'll gently push back on that a little bit. I mean, the Lakers had control of that game until the fourth quarter, and Anthony Edwards scored 11 or 12 or 13 or however many points it was in the end, and LeBron didn't. I mean, look, Jackson Hayes is not going to be the solution. They're going to go small. Part of the consequence is that, and John, I hear what you're saying, that you have to trust LeBron and Luka at the end of games. You have to sit them for minutes. Jackson Hayes is not going to go out there. They don't have a big man that they can sub in. And so I would respectfully suggest that the Lakers had that game. They had control of it. Watching as they went into the fourth quarter with a fairly significant lead, nearly a double-digit lead. They've got LeBron James, who's won 4 rings. They've got Luka Doncic, who's been to an NBA championship, hasn't won one, but led a team last year. That's a brutal loss, and I think a lot of it is not because they didn't have a big man. It's because, again, I know we've already said this, Anthony Edwards went out there and outperformed, at least offensively, but that's a big part of the thing when you're down, outperformed the other 2 superstars, because Jackson Hayes isn't the solution. John likes to talk about it all the time. I think John's called him half of a center. Is that right, John? I mean, they don't even have a big man. They've got, this is John's line, half of a big man. So they did everything right for 3 quarters on the road, and they did everything to a degree wrong. I mean, there was a close game in the fourth quarter. So for me, The problem isn't the fact that they're smaller than the Timberwolves. That was going to be true. They're going to go with a small lineup. They're not as big, they're not as long. The fact is they just weren't able to close the game, which is a little surprising given who the Lakers have as their two main dudes.
Yeah, Bill's right. They had that game and then they gave it away, right? I keep coming back to the inbound pass from LeBron that he flubbed and then fouling Ant late. I mean, he made some good plays, but then he also made some plays that led to the Lakers losing that series. As for Jackson Hayes, that was going to be a problem coming in to the series and for the entirety of this series, and everybody knew it. Jackson Hayes, they play him 4 minutes, and they have been for quite some time now, just going with LeBron and Dorian Finney-Smith and just playing small. And against the Wolves, we knew that the Wolves were going to have an advantage in terms of their size and their physicality. They called it out. The Lakers did. JJ Redick and LeBron after game one. They're like, man, these guys are bigger and physical. They've got Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards and Naz Reid and Rudy Gobert. And like the Lakers just don't simply have that size. I don't know how they counter it. I don't think that it's something that you can address, down 3-1. You're not magically going to get bigger and then all of a sudden have a center fall from the sky. So yeah, this is a problem for the Lakers. But all of that said, Bill is absolutely right. It was there for them. They needed to win that game. They needed to take better care of the ball. I disagree a little bit with Bill on I'm not sure how you rest LeBron and Luka because again, you don't have anybody else to really go to that you trust. But this is the dilemma that they were going into. It's in part a failure of roster construction, but that's not something you can really address right now. It's something that you're going to have to worry about in the offseason.
Right. You have to work with the players you have right now and the Lakers.
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you like the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we noticed that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, there are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for following along. The NBA doesn't stop, and neither do we. Until the next video. NBA, the passion that connects us.